I'm a social anxiety coach. So I'm going to teach you how you can stop overthinking and start enjoying yourself more in conversations with people. So when you go into that overthinking mode, you get stuck in your head. It makes you hesitate. You start to act in an unnatural way. You lose track of the conversation. And it never leads to a happy time when you're socializing. So the reason why we overthink, especially people with social anxiety, is because of a pressure. We experience this pressure to say the right thing. So in your mind, you're probably thinking, what should I say right now? What's the correct thing to say? And because you're trying to logically search for the correct thing to say, you're pulled out of the present moment, which is where all the joy and happiness is. You're disconnected from the flow of the conversation, and you're digging yourself a hole. Social situations evolve too fast. The rate of conversations is too fast to start going in your head and overthinking. The key shift is to, rather than ask yourself, what should I say? Instead, ask yourself, what am I genuinely curious about? What questions do I want to ask? Maybe someone's from a different culture. I want to learn more about that culture. There's something about the other person that you're interested in. It's amazing to ask questions from this place of curiosity. And also, what do you want to say? You don't always need to think, what should I say? What's the right thing to say? What's right for you to say right now in this moment? If there wasn't any pressure, if you knew these people already, you were just as comfortable with them as you are with your best friends and close family, how would you be acting? Try acting that way from the start. It's about keeping yourself present in the moment and actually enjoying yourself. Something that I repeat to clients that I'm coaching when it's necessary is the truth that there's no real point in overcoming social anxiety, building confidence with people, if you don't actually enjoy speaking to people. If you're not having a blast, what's the point? So start with the end in mind, start enjoying yourself now, and you can continue in this way. It's not about trying to be a character, trying to be something you're not. It's about keeping it real, genuinely being yourself. And when you're being yourself as that authentic communication, you experience this self connection. It just feels good, and you're not so worried about how the conversation is going to turn out, but usually it goes better. One of my hobbies that I did for a number of years, and it was for the purpose of getting more confident with people, was improv comedy. And what the teacher would often say to people is that they don't need to say something funny, witty, or clever when they're improvising a scene. It's not about doing that. Instead, just genuinely improvise. Enjoy yourself and have fun with whatever you say out loud. Surprise yourself. Watch yourself say the crazy things that are coming into your mind and enjoy seeing where it goes. The humor develops from the spontaneity, the dynamics between different people. You don't need to try and control it. You don't need to try and drive conversation a certain way. It's more about letting go. So what do you do if you keep getting in your head, stuck in your mind, and you're overthinking? There's a few things you can do to really practice this and get better at staying present in the moment. A really simple thing that you can try is to name 5 things that you're experiencing right now. You might say that, I might say that I can see the door in my bedroom in the background of my live stream. I can taste this coffee right here. I can taste it now, at least. So name 5 things that you can experience right now, 5 things that are in the present moment. And this will train you to keep pulling yourself back into the conversation rather than isolating yourself and withdrawing into the depths of your mind and your daydreams. And you could say, you spend a lot of time by yourself thinking. You've got no problem overthinking. That means that you're speaking to yourself all the time. You don't run out of things to say in your own mind. Probably you wish you had that problem. You would pay a lot of money for someone to coach you and get you to go blank in your own mind and just have that pause. So the fact that you're overthinking means that your mind is always producing content and spurting stuff out there. And what are conversations? It's multiple brains coming together, some sort of central brain that represents everyone's ideas. And you're sharing your thoughts with other people. And the key thing is what thoughts to share, what thoughts not to share. And usually, if you're a good person with empathy, whatever you share that's filtered through empathy and is based on you being present in the moment, living life and being part of that group, it's going to be true to yourself, not offend other people, and be relatable as well. It won't come across as off-key and weird. It will it'll hit the bullseye. Click into other people's realities. It'll just make sense. Confidence isn't about never feeling nervous, never going blank, never stumbling. It's about not panicking when you feel like you're stumbling and just carrying on and seeing where it goes. Rather than trying to be perfect, rather than trying to never stumble, why not become really good at recovering and picking yourself back up when you are stumbling? I learned this a lot in improv. Really, you're constantly stumbling and recovering. In fact, that's how people walk. That's how we walk. That's how we run. We're technically falling, we're stumbling, and we're recovering all the time. So if we do this when we're walking, we're leaning forwards, falling, catching ourselves, stumbling, recovering. What's wrong with doing the same when we're speaking? The only reason why someone's going blank is because they're trying to think, what should I say? And they don't know what they should say. But if that person instead asks themselves the question, what am I curious about right now in this moment? There's always going to be something. And if you don't believe me, you're listening to me, listening to this video, and you're thinking, but I do go blank. I wouldn't know what to say. You don't quite have that self-trust. There's an exercise that you can do to overcome this fear, to learn that self-trust. Set a timer on your phone for 2 minutes and practice talking non-stop. You're not allowed to pause for more than a second for 2 minutes. Try practicing this once a day. And you'll get to a stage in time where you realize that if you want to speak infinitely, you can basically do this. When I do my live streams, I'm not planning things out in detail. The vast majority of the times they're completely off the cuff. Occasionally, I might have a couple of bullet points and pointers that I want to say, but for the most part, 99% of it is improvised. I'm not going blank, running out of things to say. It's not because I have an ability that other people don't have. Practice trust in yourself. Practice trusting that what you have to say is enough. And learning that you can stumble and recover, brush it off, and it doesn't really matter. The guy I was coaching yesterday hit the nail on the head when he said that he does worry about what to say and go blank quite a bit, and it's because of pressure. It's always because of pressure and fear. When you're around the right people that you're really comfortable with, that you can be open with, friends, family, whoever those people are, you don't run out of things to say in those conversations because you're open and connected to those people. But around other people who you feel closed off from, of course it's going to feel harder until you train yourself to see people as people, to not see yourself as separate from others, to not see yourself as isolated from humanity, to see yourself as a connected part of the working world and humanity, oneness, some sort of circular connectivity. Training yourself to see other people as just like you. I mean, even if you're speaking to a stranger, it's not like you have nothing in common. Like, where's the common ground? Well, firstly, you've spent your entire lives on a rock in space, on the same rock. You have pretty similar DNA. You've got 2 arms, 2 legs, a head, 2 ears, a mouth, a nose, pair of eyes. You eat food. You live in this, similar society. There's so much you have in common. There's so many things you can talk about if only you don't restrict yourself and make up rules which hold you back. For example, I can only talk about these limited topics. Pigeonholing yourself. But if you change those rules and allow yourself to talk about anything that feels right, you're going to have so much more fun and a much easier time speaking to all kinds of different people. If you're listening to this video and you're looking to overcome social anxiety and get really confident around people, there's two services that I provide to help people with this. Firstly, live events. You don't overcome social anxiety watching videos, reading books. It's a practical skill set. Like learning to drive, it requires real world experience. This is why I put on my structured coffee socials with different group exercises in there to get you more confident. All the things that help me out in my journey, the things I've learned from learning how to coach other people, I package it all together in the events to help out people that are there. So there's live events going on in Birmingham, and as well as the in-person stuff, I'm going to start putting on virtual events later in the year. So there's the events. I also do private one-to-one coaching. So I can teach you the principles, get you to open up with me, build confidence, change your lifestyle. And for the right people, I do live social coaching as well, where I take you out into social situations, get you chatting to people, pushing your comfort zone, improving your communication skills, building confidence. It's a lot of fun. It is quite scary, fear facing is involved, but I guide you through it, and that's really, really popular with my clients. If these services interest you or you have any questions, feel free to drop me an email and I'll be in touch sometime down the line. My email address is something you can find on the homepage to my YouTube channel in the description. Until next time, hope you have an awesome rest of your day and you don't overthink it. Just enjoy it.